Hi everyone. I have started writing again for a new book, a collection of my columns from 1990, 1991, and I came across this column that was written in September 1990 called A Dark and Stormy Night. A thunderstorm rolled through our area last night. At first, I cursed it because it brought rain when we already had too much. Then our lights blinked 3 times and went out. We sat in the early evening grayness and waited, hoping that the electricity would blink back on and give a life to our party. Well, it wasn't really a party. My parents and a friend were visiting from Illinois, the first visit since my dad's April 1989 cancer operation. So we all sat and waited patiently and wondered about the missing power. Russell and Rachel didn't sit quietly. Our youngest scurried through our home finding candles. They only settled down after we had 3 puddles of light to fend off the growing darkness. My dad, otherwise known to them as Grandpa Chuck, was in his element. He had a captive audience on a dark and stormy night. At first he tried getting our children to join him in singing campfire songs by the light of a candle, but no one remembered the words to anything except "on top of spaghetti." Finally, Grandpa Chuck started telling stories. He told an old favorite, "The Man with the Golden Arm," which has frightened children with a big "boo" at the end for many, many years. Grandpa "Don't tell scary stories," said 6-year-old Rachel. From her seat next to my father, another story she came and sat next to me. My father left fiction for real life stories after that. Ones that I had heard while I was growing up in Illinois about his childhood during the Great Depression. He started, "My cousins Joey and Chuck took me down in their basement to this big old door that had been used for deliveries long, long ago. It was hard to open, but with the 3 of us we managed to squeak it open enough so we could squeeze through. It went under the street and boy was it dark. But I followed them because I was dumb, and they were going to show me something special. I know I shouldn't have trusted Joey and Chuck, but I did, and when we got to the other end, there was another big old door. I helped them squeak that one open too. They took my hand and led me to the center of another basement room before switching on the lights. There, standing in the middle of the room, I was standing in the middle of the room, filled with coffins. Some were finished, some were still under construction. My cousins started to laugh as they headed for the door, intending to lock me in the room with those empty coffins. But they didn't get a chance. I think I was out the door before either of them. Now, that wasn't too scary, was it, Rachel? My daughter's eye had grown during Grandpa's story, and she had cuddled in close to me. For her, the story was scary, but not so scary that she would miss hearing the end. The lights came on about an hour later during another of Grandpa's stories, but this time we ran around switching off lights so we could keep the mood. Too late. The spell had been broken, and a college football game came on the television. But at least the storm had given us a quiet time for Grandpa's stories and an hour spent together that can never be replaced. The next May, my dad died. So, September 1990, he died in 91. I am glad I came across this story again, and I'm glad to share it with you. I hope you enjoy it. Until next time, that's all there is from Sunnybook Farm.